What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the walkthrough. So today we're going to take care of some very important story progression. But first we're going to go back to Grandal, the bottom of Drangleic Castle, because there is one more thing we can get from him if we talk to him again. It's basically the end reward for beating the Dark Lurker, which we did last episode. So popped up, our devotion has deepened, and our reward for all that is Climax and the Xanthus set. Make sure you get that. That's required for the trophy. The spell is, I should say. All right, so from here we're going to be entering memories, and instead of warping back to Majula, I should have went to the Forest of the Fallen Giants, because most of the memories stem from there. Actually, check that. First, we're going to be going to Seldora, because there is one in Seldora as well. And then we're going to be going to Forest of the Fallen Giants, where most of the other ones are going to be. But first, there is one here. And we do get an item for doing it. Only issue is this is a bit of a hike to get to the memory. It is basically where we fought the Duke's Dear Freya, the giant spider boss, a good bit ago. But the item that allows us to access these memories is the Ashen Mist Heart. We got that from the Ancient Dragon. You get it from speaking to him. He gives it to you right away. You don't have to kill him to get it. So you should have that item as long as you've encountered the Ancient Dragon. Take this guy out, and then we're going to climb the ladder. And use a torch if you want. Especially, even more so than visibility in this spot, it's better. It's best for repelling the spiders, keeping them away from you. But as long as you're fast, it shouldn't be much of an issue. Just gotta get all the way to the bottom here. Then go to the boss room. And this little crystal looking thing right in front of us, this will allow us to access the memory. And this one has no enemies, no NPCs. It really is just for an item. Examine, and then we will enter the memory. We're probably going to cover the memories across 2 episodes. So we'll take care of a couple of them in this episode and then the rest of them in the next episode. All right, got the dragon memories. And it says one cannot reside within a memory for long. And what that means is that these memories actually have a time limit. I believe it's about 5 minutes. If you stay in here for longer than 5 minutes, it's going to kick you out. And what we're looking for is this dragon corpse here. You interact with it, get an ancient dragon soul. So perhaps this is, I don't know. Definitely looks like the ancient dragon. So let's see, from here, we're actually going to warp out. I got the feather equipped here for a reason. And now we are going to the Forest of the Fallen Giants. And we're going to warp to the Cardinal Tower bonfire. We're going to go back to kind of near where we met Pate for the first time. So that's through here, through this gap in the wall. Just going to run away from all the enemies. It's not really worth it to fight anything right now. A left and a right. Watch out for the people throwing fire bombs. Don't get exploded. Remember this tree. So the memories, most of the memories are tied to these trees here. And these trees are actually remnants of a giant from the war with the giants. So we can examine this. This will take us to the memory of Vammar. First thing we're going to do here is talk to an NPC. And again, these have kind of a 5-minute time limit or so. Nothing bad happens. You just get kicked out and have to go back through. It's not a huge time loss if you get kicked out, but just know that that exists. So we're going to talk to this NPC.
You are not one of our soldiers. Whoever you are, this is no battle. Whether you are guided by bravery or brashness. I am Drummond, and the Lord has placed whoever you are. Just mention my name, and even if you don't, by now, soon the giants will descend upon this fort. It is revenge for the kingdom's misguided. The venerable Lord built this kingdom to bring prosperity. What has transformed him so? Long ago, the king crossed the seas, pillaged the land of giants. It was then that the golems, the giants, are no ordinary barbarian. My father and his father both fought the giants on. The giants they cannot find it within themselves. Did you see him? That is most certainly that he will be a thing to topple. My blade may break, my arrows fall wide. Those who live by the sword will die by it. Be gone with you. Be gone before the giants are entire.
Okay, so make sure you learn this gesture. This is the last gesture that we need for the trophy. The trophy just popped. Wonderful. We need that for the trophy.
Be gone with you. Be gone.
All right, so make sure you learn that gesture. So he dropped some decent lore on us there. Of course, we know that Vendrick went and attacked the giants preemptively at the will of Nashandra, his queen, who came from a faraway place. And now we're kind of going back in time, and this is when the giants retaliated and attacked Drangleic. So we're kind of in the middle of this war here. There's an ambush. Speaking of giants, one's going to fight us here. So we'll go on and take him out. And again, we've got about 5 minutes. If we get kicked out, it's not the end of the world by any stretch. Back here, we got a fire seed. We got smooth the silky stones from the treasure chest before we came through here. All right, so in here, there's 2 giants. One of them's got a hammer, and this hammer does pretty absurd damage. So I'm going to shoot him with my bow or miss. There we go. It's fighting. So for whatever reason, if you start shooting him, he falls down, and then that allows you to wail on him. It is kind of cheesy, but that's how I get rid of this guy, because fighting both of them at the same time, he can nearly one-shot you with that hammer. So just be cognizant of that. I'm going to go up here. All right, get the soul item. Came out. And here you can see the war happening. They're fighting amongst themselves, the soldiers and the giants. So we're just going to kind of ignore them, mind our own business here. And here we have the Giant Warrior Club. We're going to turn around to the left, kind of ignore everybody. You can fight all these guys, but it's going to take you longer than 5 minutes. You're going to get knocked out of this memory if you decide to engage everything. All right, and here we got to petrified something. You can turn them in with the crows. So now we're going to go through this door and up a ladder. Through this little doorway. We got this giant that's throwing fire, but up here on the roof is an item for us. Soul of a Great Hero and Bonfire Ascetic. And it will give you a warning at about 4 minutes, like saying it's starting to fade. That tells you have about a minute left. Yeah, the Ashen Mist is thinned. So we're going to try to hurry and get through this. If we don't get through it, it's not the end of the world. All right, so next to the stairs here, we have a rogue water. We're almost at the end. Here we have an old Radiant Life gem. One more item, and then to end the memory, you interact with this giant. There's one more item here, and we're going to get a soul of a giant for our trouble. So interact, get the soul of a giant, And we just barely got it before we got kicked out. Okay. So just to check our inventory, make sure we should have 3 souls of a giant. Check our inventory. And make sure, again, I've said it. Yep, we got our 3rd one. Make sure you are not consuming these. We need them for later. There's no way to get them back if you consume them. And you're going to miss out on something later if you're not saving these things. All right, so now we want to go back to where we fought the pursuer, which is going to be down this ladder. And if it seems like I'm rushing through these memories, I am pointing out everything that we need to get in there, items-wise. But also, I am trying to be somewhat fast because I don't want to get kicked out if possible. This next one, we're going to have to backtrack through anyways. Just based on the way that it's laid out, if we want to get everything. All right, so here's where we fought the pursuer way back when. And our buddy Benhart's going to be over here. Make sure you talk to him, exhaust all of his dialogue. We got another tree giant.
Well,
oh jeez.
What are you doing here?
Make sure Benhart is
Fate just won't let us do
safe.
that. Well, see, the old sword's caught your attention. That has been in my family. They say it is crafted with moonlight, and I would be trader for all that. It's said that no man has ever teased out the sword, but in the right. I see you've taken a liking to the sword, but this is one sword, pal. I'll win it. If you still insist, then you will have to pry it from my cold horns. I, Benhart, swear by my honor to aid you. Have a great debt to you. I, Benhart.
All right, there we go. Take these guys out and we're going to enter the memory. Let's see, pick up items. Oh, Radiant Life Gem, not bad. All right, so same deal. This is the memory of Orro. And Benhart's going to be inside of this memory. So we're going to talk to him as well inside of the memory. Exhaust all of his dialogue yet again.
Oh, look, I see your travels where. Just remember, I'm always ready. My homeland is in the Far East. And this sword, yeah, awaits I know how swords think, you see. My homeland is in this sword, I know.
All right, there we go. Take the stairs to the left. We have a couple enemies up here. Take them out. All right, and we're going to use a Pharaoh's Lockstone here. Right here we have a Fading Soul. Smack the face, you know the drill by now. There we go. And this is a trap chest, so beware. Back away immediately. This is a poison one. All right. Soul of a hero in here. We're not going to use this. Pharaoh's Lockstone, it just activates a trap. All right, so inside of here we have a couple chests. Some armor. And a fire seed. So now we're going to go back and go up the next flight of stairs to the roof. This is going to be another area where the giants and the soldiers are fighting amongst themselves, so we're just going to kind of ignore them. Go all the way to the back here. Hopefully they'll just leave us alone. So you want to smack this and it'll lower a platform that we can use. This part's a little bit tricky. You got to line yourself up just right. and do a plunging attack on top of this platform so you land right on top of it. So line yourself up and plunge, and I missed it. That's just fine. We can circle back around. This probably means we're going to need to redo the thing, though, unfortunately. So I'm probably going to run out of time now. I didn't get enough distance. I kind of short hopped it a little bit. And he is standing right where I need to drop. Okay, here we go. So drop off with a little bit of conviction. There, dang it, I missed it again. All right, so now I'm definitely out of time. So I am, let's see. If I use a feather, I'm going to go back to the bonfire. And I believe if I run out of time, it just warps you right back out in front of the statue. Or of the tree, rather. Can't believe I missed it twice in a row. I did say it was tricky, though. So I wasn't lying. He's by himself, so he's going to attack me, probably. Okay. So line yourself up. Now I went too far. Oh my goodness. That was disastrous. Sorry about that. So now I am going to be back at the bonfire. All right, so line up, drop, plunge. There we go. It's that easy. So what you want to do now is line yourself over this hole in the wall, and you want to run, like sprint with circle or B, sprint. Line yourself up, sprint straight ahead. You should get through the hole. There you go, just like that. There's going to be a giant in here who is not keen on us healing right in front of him. There we go. So I'm going to try to dodge one of his attacks here. Whoop. Or get hit in the face. And miss. He fell down good. I don't know why he fell down there. There we go. All right. Got a couple chests in here. Simpleton Spice and Skeptic Spice. And 3 bonfire ascetics in here. Right out here on the roof, we have a wilted dusk herb, or 3 of them, actually. All right, so drop down. Right here, we've got a corpse. Soul of a Great Hero and a Soul Vessel. Over here to the left. Large Soul of a Proud Knight. Climb to the top of the ladder. And ignore the archers. Soul of a Proud Knight. And then descend. And then we're going to go all the way to the back here. This is where the giant is that we interact with that ends the memory and gives us the soul of a giant right here. Examine, and it ends it. So now we got to go back in. And there's one more item that we did not get. Let's ignore all these guys. The item that we did not get, so you look on the left, there is a drop down to a little bridge. And Soul of a Brave Warrior. So now we're just gonna use our feather to get out of here. And that is going to do it for this episode. So the next episode, we're going to do the remaining memories, which is actually going to include a boss. Actually, it's going to include multiple bosses. So we're going to gear up for that. Pop an effigy. Level up. Again, do not consume the souls of the giants that we've been getting. I'll explain why when the time comes. All right. And so we're going to end it right here. Next time, we're going to go to the next memory and we're going to finish the memories and take care of something else as well. And then after that, it's pretty much going to be time for the DLC. So more to come. Stay tuned and we'll catch you later. Until then, take care.